Welcome to DPN Television. This is Through Tech, and in this edition we're going to be looking at building your own PC. What I like to do is buy the motherboard as a motherboard kit, and the same with the tower. I buy the tower from Maplins. It already has the power supply in it, and it comes with a fan fitted as well. Then I buy a motherboard kit, and with this motherboard kit the processor was already fitted. All I had to do was fit on the heat sink with the fan attached. It's a nice and easy one on this motherboard. All you needed to do was place it on, hook this side over the hook first, then this side, and if I move these wires out the way you can see the blue lever. You just push that down and it's locked on. The RAM was already fitted, as I said, so nothing to do there. The tower kits all come with the wiring for the front lights, front audio and front USB. If we have a look at this motherboard, here we have the front audios. They're normally now all together, and there's only one way round you can fit that, so it's a job to get it wrong. On the motherboard instructions it will tell you where the audio is, and if you look at the motherboard probably with a magnifying glass, it's even marked up as well. And on the wiring it will have written on it HD audio in a lot of cases. The next one you'll need to plug in is the front USB, and once again that is a multi-plug, and there's normally a pin missing on the motherboard and a slot missing for a wire on the multiple pins. So again, there's only one way to get it round. It's marked on the motherboard, normally with the instructions, and also it's marked on the cabling as well. And this case actually comes with no instructions at all, because all the wiring that is with it was marked. The only ones that are individual are your front lights, like your hard drive light, your power light, restart button and power on and off button. Now they're marked on the wiring of the case, and you'll need to go to the instructions of your motherboard, but normally it's quite straightforward. They just enlarge that section and arrow off where it is. Here you've got your mains bundle supply here that I'm moving about, and that clips in here. It's a multiple socket. Now sometimes four of those are separate. On this wiring it wasn't. I made a mistake with a motherboard where the motherboard actually had the end 4 taped off, so I didn't plug the end 4 in, although it was supplied, and that did damage the power supply. So if it's on the board and on your wiring kit, make sure it's plugged in. Also you've got this power supply, which is the yellow and black wires. That's important to be plugged in as well. On this motherboard there's what I call ribbon cables. It's all SATA. You've got 4 SATAs. I'm using 2. One is for the hard drive, which you should just be able to see there, and the other one is for the CD drive, which is yet to be fitted on this board. Here you've got your graphics card slot, and a slot here for extra things like a rear USB or sound card, and again I tend to not worry with those, because if you're using it as an everyday PC, the graphics card and sound card on board are more than adequate, I tend to find. If we look a bit more, we've got your little speaker here. That's for the dots or dash sounds that you hear. That comes with the motherboard kit. Again, it's marked up on the board. There's only 2 wires, and it's a job to get that wrong. Fitting the motherboard into the case, what I tend to do is lay the motherboard on a piece of paper, push through with a little pencil so it marks dots on that piece of paper, then lay that inside the empty case, line those dots up with the relevant holes on the case, then put in the motherboard little stands so that when you put the motherboard in, it lines up and it's just a case of screwing that motherboard in. I like to keep it nice and simple. Also, I find in a lot of cases just buy the motherboard kit that's on sale at the time that you can afford, because again, unless you're doing gaming or high processing stuff, in most cases the motherboard will do what you want it to do anyway. What I will be doing in another edition is looking at installing Windows 7, but for now that's keeping it nice and simple. We can always look at this kind of thing in a little bit more detail, but I wanted to keep this one nice and simple as a straightforward motherboard build.